Hey guys, I have a good update for you here. A quick, easy, relatively pain-free update for you. So what we're seeing right now is the original design without any of the modifications that I'm about to show you. So this is what we previously submitted, and mea culpa, my bad, we are exceeding the height limit of 17 feet from the existing, sorry, let me turn on the right stuff here, from the existing uh, grade, especially this drop at the retaining wall. So we covered that ad nauseum during our live meeting, but I am happy to say that based on the changes I've made to the roof design that we'll see shortly, and a small 4-degree rotation of the site relative from that point that we talked about, will clear all of the daylight plane issues. So let's take a look at how the roof would look different from down below at the street. So the big change is making the kitchen roof here a hip roof instead of a gable. Outside of that, I honestly don't think it's really possible to tell what change was made to the roof design from your point of view, from the approach that you take. So I'm really quite happy with this design. Doing a quick aerial shot, we can see that I've hipped what was a large gable. A main ridge has now gotten shorter and will support it via hips. And the kitchen roof also becomes a hip roof. And then to balance that out, this roof over the office and the mudroom will also become a hip roof. And the skylight that was facing forward before is now just facing to the side. So that's a nice little benefit. But we've retained this gable roof here to have all that really good easy access to storage in the garage attic. Okay, so like I said, this design feels very good to me. I still love this design, and for what it's worth, from your neighbor's point of view, this is a lot less roof to see than this previous design. So I'm really happy, personally, to offer this up and make very little sacrifice on your part, other than a little bit of storage and maybe some capacity for solar. I still think we've got more than enough here, and we can still fill up on the west facing slope, which is okay. But I've got a really nice clean array here. Yes, it staggers along the hip line, but I think it's done in a clean way. But really, this is going to get determined by the solar vendor. There are some bathrooms down below here. It'd be great to route all these plumbing vents towards this oversized chimney to free up all of this space for solar. Uh, you know. But again, actually, really, maybe we should just load up this south-facing clean roof right here of the ADU, if and when it gets built. So this is good. This is good. All right. So no changes here, right? Everything's looking really, well, not no changes, but the roof plan changes here look really clean to me. Walking back along the backyard, I don't know. Can you really tell that roof plane is missing? I think it's so minor, to be honest with you. I'm really, like I said, I'm really happy with this change. Even before well, I don't want to call it a daylight plane. It's not a daylight plane, but before the height limit issue was uh, fully identified here. Now, we've made the edits to the roof plan, and I think that's looking really clean. But unfortunately, because of the drop at the retaining wall, this little bit is too tall. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole site, including the daylight plane, not daylight plane, but the height limits that are attached to those heights, and we're just going to rotate it 4 degrees. And that 4-degree rotation, I'll grab here and shift it out just the amount we need to. And what we're looking for is just for the roof and wall intersection plane to clear that red plane that I'm rotating fixed to the site. The overhang is allowed to protrude into this. Height is determined where the wall plane meets the roof plane. So a 4-degree rotation of the site and the house works just fine. And again, let's zoom out just to see how that is rotating again. So this was the original, and this will be the revised 4-degree shift, just to get this bit of roof out of that 17-foot height limit from the dip that happens at the existing retaining wall. So that change doesn't really impact much else, right? The rest of the house, other than the overhangs, right? If I come in here and turn off overhangs, nothing is sticking above this red line. I mean, sure, it's tight. And for what it's worth, too, it's worth noting that the structural engineer has called out this roof plane assembly to be 10 inches thick. And I always model 12 inches thick just for a little bit of buffer, just for, you know, a little bit of wiggle room, just in case the structural engineer needs to up the framing size to 12 inch deep rather than just 10 inches. It's there. So we are actually going to be, in reality, more compliant than what I'm showing here. And on the other side too, we're also still very compliant, even with the rotation. The garage peak is far enough away from the side property line that it's allowed to be a little taller than 17 feet, even though it might just be right at 17 feet. No problems there. And then 0 issues at all with any of the rear height limits. And if actually, for what it's worth, these rear height limits should be taken from the lower excavated portion of the site. So we can see that even though this bit of the existing natural grade, which is going to get lowered down to this plane here, even when we copy this plane up 17 feet to establish this lower plane, still none of the house sticks up above it, because the maximum height of these little gable roofs here is 14 feet 3 inches above this new lowered grade, or gosh, what would it be above the existing tall grades out here? It's only, come on, work with me here. Only 13 feet 3 inches from the, well, it's kind of the same. Again, there's this retaining wall here issue, but again, I know we're good on the back. And how good is that confidence level, right? I feel ultra confident about this design now. Once we take away the gable roof here and make that 4-degree rotation, we're going to be a-okay. I've got some cleaning up to do with the retaining walls over here, but not much, right? These retaining walls are going to stay fixed to the site plan, to the property line, as will all of what was happening here with Tom. The only one I really need to adjust because of the rotation is just this back angle. And so I'm going to clean that up just fine, tweak things a little bit here just to make that really clean. But I don't suspect that is going to be a significant challenge. All right, so this little area right here just has to get tweaked by me, but I don't think, again, it's any problem at all for me just to head this off like I was doing before. Okay, let's see. And with that, guys, I look forward to meeting with you both today, well as tomorrow for our own dedicated meeting to review this live and talk about your feedback. Okay, guys, thank you so much.